pros of Hawkeye. The whole process takes less than a second and is accurate to within 3.6 millimeters. That's just around 1/8 of an inch. The cameras are able to provide a visual display of the ball's path that has already proven an exciting extra element, if one that is often disputed in both cricket and tennis. The ball tracking isn't limited to use on the goal line either. The system would be a great fit for TV by showing the path of thunderbolt free kicks and volleys, for example. No wonder it's the system favoured by the Premier League. Now, that particular point, hopefully that point does not mean that they're gonna try and integrate it with offsides, throw-ins and all that kind of thing, because that's where you gotta cut it off at just goal line. I've always maintained that. Bring it in, but limit it to just goal line, and that's it. But the cons of Hawkeye: at least 25% of the ball must be visible for the system to work. That means if the ball went over the line in a melee of bodies after a goalmouth scramble, the system would probably not be able to make a call. So basically there's no point of it then, because look at Tottenham-Chelsea FA Cup semi-final. Well, it'd be one of them ones. Hawkeye would not be the answer. It wouldn't be able to deal with that. But there's also the need to install the high-speed cameras and the black netting, which makes the system both relatively expensive and realistic only at stadiums. Now, Goalref, how that works, which sounds a bit odd to me, electromagnetic antennas are placed around the goalpost and crossbar to create a sort of invisible curtain of a low-power magnetic field. The ball has electronic probes fitted in between the inflatable inner and outer lever lining, meaning that the system knows as soon as it's crossed the line. As with Hawkeye, a signal is then sent to the referee's watch, notifying a goal. It's another kind of weird one. The pros: because it's a simple magnetic detection system that does not rely on any image processing, Goalref is almost instantaneous, with notification taking less than 1/10 of a second. Goalref sensors can be implanted in just about any ball, something which will keep sponsors happy. In fact, the whole system is relatively cheap and simple to manufacture compared to the pricey Hawkeye system, so much so that a mass production version is in the pipeline for use at every level above jumpers for goalposts. So that would be very interesting to see that at amateur league level. But the cons: it might be simple, but the lack of bells and whistles mean that it's simply nothing like as sexy as Hawkeye for TV viewers with all those replay possibilities. However, FIFA have insisted that any system should only be usable by match officials, though probably only while people get used to it, which might give Goalref a head start. The whole thing about this goal line technology thing, one thing that strikes me about the cons listed about Goalref: it might be simple, but the lack of bells and whistles mean that it's nothing like as sexy as Hawkeye for TV viewers. Like I give a goddamn about TV viewers. Mate, this is something that will affect the future of the game. Who gives a damn whether or not Sky Sports, ITV or BBC can use it for replays? It's not for that purpose. It's not for, correct me if I'm wrong, G-Man, but isn't this to eradicate, isn't goal line technology being brought in to eradicate poor decisions in the game and missed goals, such as Frank Lampard's goal, such as Pedro Mendez's goal at Old Trafford, such as Luis Garcia's ghost goal against Chelsea in the Champions League semi-final in 04-05, among others? Isn't that the reason we're bringing in goal line technology? That reason, the lack of bells and whistles mean it's nothing like as sexy for Hawkeye. Shut up. That's not a con. That's not a con. It's simpler and it's cheaper to install. What in the blue hell is the problem?
Well, you know what, Lee, you're totally right. But what I would say is it's a good thing that they're going to be testing the both of them.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't mind that.
You need two options. You just can't throw all your eggs in one basket.
No, of course.
This technology. What's the technology called?
What, Hawkeye or Goalref?
I know Hawkeye.
Oh, Goalref.
Goalref.
Yeah.
Where Goalref, might be the better at the moment, you know, Hawkeye could potentially prove in years to come. And at the end of the day, Hawkeye's been used through tennis, you know. I swear they played with it a little bit with cricket.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of it, it's a proven technology that's out there already. But also I think people need to not jump the gun as well. This is just being installed. Give it time. Let it come into play. During the Euros, we only saw one incident, I do believe, and that was in the England match with Ukraine.
Yeah.
So you know, it's not going to happen week in, week out. Potentially, this technology could be used all throughout next season, and in the Premier League alone, there might not be an incident. What does that prove? So we've got to give it time. We've got to just let it settle down, see what the flaws are. They're going to be flaws.
Yeah, of course. Flaws like dirty drawers.
Just like any technology, you get me? So I'm just feeling happy about the whole scenario. About now, it's here. We're going to see it next year. Let's get going with it and let's see where it changes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally glad it's coming in. I've been championing that cause for a long time, but it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones where, like, at the end of the day, it should have been brought in years ago. In my view, goal line technology should have been brought in years ago. We're lagging behind other sports. We're looking like a very antiquated sport. But also at the end of the day, I just don't like the fact that they're like, it's not as sexy a system as Hawkeye for the TV viewers. Mate, it's not for that reason that it's being brought in. It's being brought in to improve the game and to stop dodgy decisions.
Yeah.
And stop bloody referees missing goals. It's trying to help referees and officials get stuff right in terms of goal line decisions. It's not for the TV viewers and the broadcasters. At the end of the day, it's to improve the game.